Welcome, family and friends of Mustang graduates.
We are gathered here today to celebrate the class of 2024.
Before our ceremony begins, we'd like to share the following announcements.
Exits are located on the north and south ends of the stadium. Restrooms and hydration stations are located underneath the bleachers.
Accessible seating is available in the first row of the bleachers and on the south end of the field.
First aid services are available on the south end of the field.
Please silence your cell phones and be mindful if you're taking photographs or obstructing the view of those around you.
Once your graduate's name is read, please exit the stadium through the gate you entered.
Finally, to allow room for all of our guests, please remember to move towards the center of your bleacher row or field seating.
Thank you all for being here today to celebrate, and go Mustangs!
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the north end of the field as we welcome our esteemed Cal Poly faculty.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin momentarily. Please take your seats and get ready to celebrate the class of 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and turn your attention to the south end of the field for the President's Platform Party Processional.
Good morning, Cal Poly. Yeah. Welcome to Cal Poly's commencement for the class of 2024 for the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences. Yeah. My name is Dr. Keith Humphrey, and it is my privilege as Cal Poly's Vice President for Student Affairs to welcome everyone to this fantastic celebration of our students' achievements. Let's hear it for our amazing graduates. In celebrating our students' achievements, we would like to acknowledge the land we meet upon today. Cal Poly is in Tilhini, the place of the full moon in the language of the Yaktichu Tichu Yaktilhini. We gratefully acknowledge, respect, and thank the Northern Chumash, in whose homelands we are guests. At this time, it is my pleasure to present Cal Poly's Wind Orchestra, led by conductor Christopher Woodruff, and Cal Poly's Chamber Choir, led by conductor Dr. Scott Glisson, who will be performing our national anthem. Please remain standing if you are able, and remove your caps.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Graduates, all of us, your faculty, staff, parents, supporters, friends, partners, spouses, and children are excited to see what you accomplish in the future. From virtual wow to now, come on, bring it. That was good. Bring it. From virtual wow to now, we have all invested a great deal in your success. Our hope is that you come back to campus often and become as active as alumni as you were a student. I know so many of you were involved in meaningful ways. You were orientation leaders, athletes, Greek life brothers and sisters, resident advisors, peer counselors, research assistants. You were agents for positive change and equity through activism. No matter how you were involved, stay connected to Cal Poly, your classmates, and your favorite faculty. Come back to visit us often. Attend an athletic event or picnic in the Arboretum when you are in San Luis Obispo. This campus is yours forever. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you Cal Poly's Student Body President, Sam Andrews. From the first day he assumed office, Sam has approached his leadership with energy, enthusiasm, and care for his fellow students. Sam's entrepreneurial spirit shone through in his leadership as he and his fellow officers worked hard to strengthen student government's relationship with the student body. highly successful in his role, Sam is leaving student government and Cal Poly in a better place than he found it. And for that, we are thankful. So graduates, please welcome your student body president, Sam Andrews.
Let's go! Thank you. This year, I had the opportunity to be one of the first people to welcome our incoming students to Cal Poly, and now I have the honor of being one of the last to congratulate you before you walk across this stage. When I welcomed our incoming students, I knew exactly what I wanted to say, because I remembered how I felt when starting college, and I thought of what I wished someone had said to me then. I remember feeling both exhilarated and terrified by the fact that I'd been granted the responsibility of independence. And I told them that college was going to be a hero's journey, where they would enter into a world of the unknown, but come to find home as long as they built their lives around the people and things they cared about. But as I sat down to write this speech, I struggled to find the words to say, because I can't know what the future will hold, and I only get this one chance to speak to you. I tried and failed several times to write something that I was proud of, and at one point I even tried to talk about picturing the audience in their underwear just to make myself less nervous. But that got vetoed pretty fast. That's when I realized that while we're undeniably at the end of this journey, and I've been profoundly changed through it, I feel a lot like I did when we began. We're about to enter into a world of the unknown, and I'm excited to design my life, but I'm also pretty scared for the future, and I think some of you might be too. Frankly, I don't think that I could speak to you honestly today without recognizing that right now is a terrifying time in the world. I hear it all the time that it's up to our generation to fix the problems we face, and at this point it can be tiring to hear because we already know it. It's like someone telling Atlas, who's holding up the sky, "Hey man, that looks pretty heavy, don't drop it." But speaking of fixing the world's problems, among the many things I learned here, I learned that Cal Poly students are incredible. I've met people who've impressed me to the point of amazement with just the ways they live in the world. Many of you have already begun to address the challenges we face, and some students have even solved some. So then what do you do when you're doing your best to do everything right, but the world still doesn't feel right at all? Well, when I asked myself this question, I looked to the stories I loved about heroes growing up. And from all those stories, there was one exchange between two main characters that stood out to me. It's from the second Lord of the Rings movie. Right? At this point in the story, the burden which one of them carries has become so great that they try to give up. And when the other stops him, he asks, "What is it they're holding on to? Why?" The other answers that it is the hope that hope itself exists, and that there is something somewhere good worth fighting for. The hero's journey is a cycle. The closing of one journey opens up the opportunity for another, but do you know what the last step in a hero's journey is? It's the return to the ordinary, where the hero must learn to navigate the world, having been forever changed by their adventure. And the way the hero decides to interpret that world with that change defines whether the story has a good or a bad ending. And as the heroes of our own stories, then, we decide how to interpret our worlds, and I only see one option I accept. We have to view ourselves as the hero who's completed a journey, but whose personal journey is not over. There has to be more for us, and it has to be exciting. I'm not saying that a positive attitude will solve our global crises, but I am saying the only future worth building towards is one where we operate with hope and we presume there to be good worth fighting for. As someone who'll share a future with you, I ask you to build that future with me. And luckily, you are the people I trust to build this future with, and we have something to be excited about. When you graduate today, you'll be graduating from a top-tier university with one of the best educational returns in America. Absolutely. Over the past 4 years, Cal Poly has grown and improved notably through student efforts. You've contributed to each other's lives and the lives of future students, and most importantly, you've done so through a culture which is collaborative and kind. So thank you for taking this journey with me, and thank you in advance for all the adventures you'll have in the future. And finally, congratulations to you, the Cal Poly graduating class of 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Now please welcome Dr. Jerusha Greenwood, Chair. You know what college she teaches in. Yeah, you do. Today she is speaking to you as Chair of Cal Poly's Academic Senate on behalf of our outstanding faculty. Dr. Greenwood.
Thank you, Dr. Humphreys. I'm Jerusha Greenwood, and I'm chair of the Cal Poly Academic Senate and professor in the Experience Industry Management Department. On behalf of Cal Poly's faculty, I would like to congratulate all our graduates. For many of you, your first interactions with the faculty were through little rectangles on a screen, and during a time of intense communal vulnerability and fear. Together, we all fumbled our way through our Zoom meetings and breakout rooms, Canvas quizzes and assignments. And now we're here, having found our way through the depths of the pandemic, creating connections and memories and even joy with people many of us knew only through that little rectangle. It hasn't been easy. Some of us are still hesitant, unsure of ourselves and the steadiness of our social skills, having spent so much time in virtual spaces where the meaning and intent of words can be so easily misframed and misinterpreted. We agonize over whether we sound cringy or maybe overshared. When we, students and faculty, stepped back into our classrooms, we took a chance. We fought back against the urge to hesitate, to embrace the vulnerability, the awkwardness, and to do so in those spaces where we could learn by doing. Since the first day you stepped into our classrooms, the goal of the faculty has been to prepare you for your life after college and how your discipline fits within the broader world of the arts, humanities, science, and technology. We've endeavored to help you build the pathways in your brains and in your hearts that will make you critical and creative thinkers, equipped to make ethical, reasoned decisions, respect diversity, and create a sustainable future for yourselves and the generations to come. In some of your classes, the faculty have helped you build your resiliency and agency as you worked alone on papers and labs. In others, you've learned the art of collaboration and compromise in group projects. My hope, however, is that faculty have modeled for you one of the most important skills that will serve you as professionals as well as human beings: to be lifelong learners. I hope the environments for learning we created have built into your brains and hearts an unwillingness, indeed total resistance, to hardness and rigidity. To be hardened and rigid can sometimes be mistaken for familiar and comfortable, but they are really ruts, they are traps, and they are dead ends. I hope you stay soft and vulnerable and joyful, because softness and joy and openness to new information, new data, new feelings, new ways of knowing and being not only help us know ourselves fully, but help us understand and embrace the difference and diversity in others. Welcome the discomfort and vulnerability. The discomfort means you're still open to learning because your experiences in Cal Poly classrooms have helped prepare you to navigate it and to thrive over your lifetimes. As Mary Oliver said in her poem, "Don't hesitate. Joy is not a crumb. Don't be afraid of its plenty. Enjoy the day with your family and friends and stay in touch. The faculty will miss you."
Thank you, Dr. Greenwood. Many of the proud supporters in the audience have a familiar and exceptional sense of pride at this moment. Today marks an extraordinary day for the families of Cal Poly graduates who have chosen to continue their Mustang legacy. Many of you in the audience are Cal Poly proud alumni, and you may remember with vivid clarity the sense of pride and excitement that you felt when you graduated from Cal Poly. So at this time, I would like to welcome anyone in the audience, the proud families, supporters, friends, parents who are Cal Poly proud alumni. Please stand to be recognized. Welcome home. Welcome home. You are always part of the Cal Poly family. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Lauren Lane, President of the Cal Poly Alumni Association, who will welcome our graduating class into the community of Cal Poly alumni.
Thank you, Dr. Humphrey. Good morning, graduates. My name is Lauren Lane, and I'm a fellow Cafes graduate, and so it is my distinct honor to be here this morning. Mark Twain is quoted as saying, "Success is a journey, not a destination. It requires constant effort, vigilance, and reevaluation." Today, we recognize that you impressively completed the first leg of that journey, but there is so much more ahead. Your time at Cal Poly has given you the tools to make you extremely successful in life. I hope that the infamous Learn by Doing motto of Cal Poly is a reminder to each of you each day that you can learn to do anything. You have the skills to be able to work with and through diversity in life, and you have the ability to work anywhere and do anything you set your sights to accomplish. The world is an ever-changing place, and we cannot sit still, or life will simply pass us by. We need great leaders, creators, inventors, writers, business owners, entrepreneurs, collaborators, and the list goes on and on. Thankfully, when I look out at all of you today, I am reassured that the future is bright. You have masterfully embraced the power of Learn by Doing, and I have personally witnessed the talent, competitiveness, success, intelligence, eagerness to learn, kindness, and true grit of so many of you, and you know who I'm talking about. I am continually amazed and truly impressed by this year's graduating class. I cannot wait to see what you all do next. As part of my job as a water and agribusiness attorney, I travel throughout California and the United States. Wherever I go, one of my favorite things to do is to meet other Cal Poly alumni. Now, you may think that sounds strange, as does my husband, but what I have found is that the Cal Poly alumni I meet are excited to share stories about their time here. Like you, they are smart, motivated, impressive, interesting, and generous people who worked hard to earn a higher education and are on their journey to their next success in life. I can assure you that the green and gold spirit is contagious among the Cal Poly proud. So wherever life may take you after today, don't be afraid to find other Cal Poly alumni along the way. The Cal Poly Alumni Association is here to serve you, our alumni, and to help foster a lifelong connection between you and Cal Poly. To help remind you that you can always come back home to Cal Poly, it's my pleasure to present each of you with a Cal Poly proud keepsake on your way out of the stadium. Today, you are joining a family of more than 225,000 Cal Poly proud alumni. As your Cal Poly Alumni Association president, it is my honor to congratulate you and officially welcome you to the Cal Poly Alumni Association.
Thank you, Lauren. Graduates, are you ready? It's that time. It is time to award degrees to the graduating class of 2024. Yeah. To preside over the presentation of degrees, please welcome Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Cynthia Jackson Elmore.
Good morning. I'm going to try that one more time. Good morning. All right, there we go. Graduates, congratulations on your remarkable achievement. Your hard work, dedication, resiliency, care for yourself and for your fellow students have brought you here today. I hope that you are incredibly proud of yourselves. I would like to recognize all of our faculty and staff members who are here today that were a part of the journey to your success. Our incredible faculty members are seated behind the graduates today, and there's strength in that symbolism. And before I go on, I want to ask the faculty that are here today to please stand. Thank you for showing up in strength. And that's just a portion of the people who are here to support you. Thank you, faculty. You may be seated. Them sitting themselves behind you is to remind all of us, and especially you graduates, that they will always be there. They will always have your back. They will always be working to ensure that you, today, tomorrow, and the students that follow you and the graduates that follow you will have excellent opportunities here at Cal Poly and beyond. On behalf of the faculty, the dean, and the entire team of educators and supporters at Cal Poly, I congratulate you and applaud you on your outstanding achievement in earning your degree today. And I want to remind you to come home early and often. Cal Poly recognizes outstanding seniors from each college for academic excellence, college contributions, university contributions, and community service. The Outstanding Senior and Outstanding Graduate Student Awards are determined in each college by consultation with the faculty and is based on achieving an outstanding grade point average and participating in significant academic curricular and co-curricular projects and activities. We have several individuals receiving this award today, so I'm going to ask that you hold your applause until we get the 4 undergraduates recognized, and then we can applaud for them all together in unison. With the following outstanding senior awardees for the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences, please stand to be recognized. Doreen Dite, Agriculture Business. Abby Brown, Animal Science. Sam Andrews, Environmental Management and Protection. And Sophia Reyes Para, Agricultural Business. Doreen, Abby, Sam, and Sophia, congratulations on your outstanding achievement. Now, with the following outstanding graduate awardee for the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences, please stand to be recognized. Cooper Calvin. Cooper, congratulations on your outstanding achievement. And a little bit that I learned about Cooper, and I hope he's okay with me sharing, is he talked about how his advisors really shaped his path forward and created the scientist that he is today. And I think that you all have similar stories of someone that touched your life in a way that is impactful and you will always remember. Keep those people in your heart. I am now pleased to introduce Dr. Amanda Lathrop, Dean of Graduate Education, who will present the master's candidates.
Good morning, master's degree graduates of Cal Poly. Congratulations! You have completed your master's degree, and whether your graduate program took you a year, 2, or maybe a few more, you did it. By completing your master's degree, you are now part of the 8.5% of adults in the United States with a master's degree. In addition to congratulating you on this accomplishment, I wanted to say thank you. Your contributions to the Cal Poly community have not gone unnoticed. While your primary role here at Cal Poly has been a student, I know our graduate students are also researchers, teachers, and mentors. So thank you for supporting Cal Poly's research and scholarly activity efforts and for serving as teaching assistants and mentors to the undergraduates sitting behind you. So today, with your family, friends, and other supporters, I celebrate your academic achievements, your contributions to Cal Poly. Thank you and congratulations, master's degree graduates. Master's degree candidates, please stand. Faculty from the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences, please stand. President Armstrong, on behalf of the faculty involved with our graduate programs, I am honored to present these master's degree candidates.
Master's candidates, on the recommendation of the faculty of California Polytechnic State University and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the California State University, I now confer upon each of you the master's degree appropriate to your program with all attendant rights, responsibilities, and distinctions. Congratulations!
Graduates and faculty, you may be seated.
Congratulations to our master's degree recipients. And now it's time to present our bachelor degree candidates. I would like to introduce the Interim Dean of the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences, Dr. Bill Hendricks.
Well, thank you. Hey, I'm going to prep you a little bit here for this very first sentence. I want those folks in Davis and Pomona and Fresno and Chico to hear you. Congratulations to the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences class of 2024. Let them hear you. I'm so proud of all that you've accomplished. You've worked hard to get here today. Many of you navigating a global pandemic during your early days at Cal Poly to not only survive, but thrive. Hold tight to the foundation you've built here at Cal Poly and the connections you have made. You're dreamers, you're innovators. But you now have the opportunity to use your knowledge and critical thinking skills that you have gained at Cal Poly to create new solutions to the global challenges we are facing in agriculture, food safety, climate change, nutrition, natural resources, sustainable animal and plant production, and the provision of experiences that are essential to quality of life. Now it's your time to go out and change the world. We all believe in you. On behalf of the faculty and the staff in the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences, congratulations to the class of 2024. Faculty from the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences, please stand to be recognized. Bachelor's degree candidates from the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences, the best in the nation, please stand and remain standing. President Armstrong, on behalf of the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences, I am honored to present these candidates for graduation.
Bachelor's degree candidates, on the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environmental Sciences, and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the California State University, I now confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree appropriate to your program with all attendant rights, responsibilities, and distinctions. Congratulations!
Graduates and faculty, you may now be seated.
Well, it's official. You are now Cal Poly alumni. Congratulations. As is our tradition at this moment, to welcome the newest members of our Cal Poly alumni community, please enjoy the Cal Poly's Wind Orchestra and Chamber Choir's performance as they perform your alma mater, All Hail Green and Gold. Please rise if you are able.
All hail green and gold.
As you're being seated, let's give the choir another big round of applause. Graduates, welcome and congratulations. I have a few brief words before it is your time to cross the stage. We're celebrating you today because in earning your degree, you've accomplished something transformational. When you arrived on campus in person or virtual, our goal was to help you learn how to think in complex environments about complex problems. As you know, we do this through Learn by Doing. Learn by Doing was born at Cal Poly. It will always thrive here, in part because successful graduates like you will go out and show the world what Learn by Doing produces in amazing citizens, employees, and leaders because you're ready day one. You will stand out because you're outstanding. Give yourselves a big round of applause, grads. Like Olive Elringer, graduating today with a major in Ag Systems Management and minors in Ag Business, Spanish, and Water Science. All the while maintaining an excellent GPA, served as peer advising leader, a CalFresh outreach coordinator, advocating for increased student access to nutritious and culturally appropriate food, a residence advisor, and much more. Well done, Olive. Congratulate her for me. Also like Jack Madden, who took his love of food and serving others to graduate today in food science with a minor in culinology. His Learn by Doing experiences included testing the use of cricket protein in brownies and carrot byproduct to make Cheetos. Think about fiber-filled Cheetos. Count me in to be a test subject. Graduates, many people helped you along the way. Our faculty created programs and curricula designed to give you the experience you need to be successful in the workplace, graduate, or professional school. Together, our amazing faculty and staff, they provided you with the mentorship, opportunities, guidance, and sometimes that gentle nudge to get you here today. Faculty and staff, thank you for all that you do. Let's give them another big round of applause. We also want to recognize a couple of others, or at least one other student here on the stage. You know Sam as your outgoing ASI president, but he also launched a startup company while he's been here at Cal Poly, and it has been a pleasure to work with Sam during this time. Let's congratulate Sam. Well, of course, graduates, your parents, grandparents, siblings, partners, spouses, other family members, and friends have also supported you big time throughout your lives to get you to this point. Graduates, let's give these champions who have always been in your corner, let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you, family members, parents, and grandparents. But all that support was great, but you did this. Ultimately, it's you who chose to change, you who chose to grow, you who took the chances, you who confronted the challenges, and today it is you who are now reaping the rewards. It's an exciting time to be alive. It's an exciting time to be a Cal Poly graduate. Our mission is to educate highly qualified young people, both in the technical fields and the arts and humanities. So we don't just produce people who can invent and build things. We produce people who can ask, what is worth building? We could also say, what is worth growing, and also how to grow it. We also look at who benefits, who's left out, and what are our ultimate goals. Undoubtedly, we do not all agree on all those things. We don't agree on things, which is why we also produce graduates who know how to disagree civilly, think critically, know both how to express themselves and how to listen to others. and who also know the most important thing of all is that you don't know everything. You cannot know everything and never will. Listening, cooperating, compromising, those aren't just the skills that help you in that project or Western Bonanza or whatever it may be. They are the foundational skills that you need to be a successful human being in the future. Cal Poly has done all we can to impart these skills and dispositions to you. Now our work is done. You're leaving Cal Poly to enter the ranks of amazing, educated people and, of course, Cal Poly alumni. You make this transition at an amazing time in history, and you can do it because you are Mustangs. Now, as you go forward in your careers, like many alumni and friends that have come before you, remember to give back and give back to your community, to those that have supported you, and yes, Cal Poly. You can come back and support your major, be a mentor, hire graduates, help someone get to that graduate or professional school like where you're going, and you can make a difference. I'd like to thank you for your time at Cal Poly. Thank you for choosing Cal Poly. Just as Cal Poly has changed you, you have changed Cal Poly. You've made Cal Poly better, and now it's your time to go make the world better. Before we get to the fun part of going across the stage, I want to offer one bit of advice for your journey. I'm borrowing this from Mark Twain in a recent popular song. Find a job you enjoy doing and you never have to work a day in your life, or as the song goes, do what you love and call it work. Graduates, please stand if you're able. It's now your time. Cal Poly candidates, as I said earlier, we are now declaring through the authority invested in me that you have the degree appropriate for your field of study. Now, graduates, one more act of learn by doing. Are you ready? Move that tassel from your mortarboards from the right side to the left. This signifies that you are now graduates and members of the Cal Poly family. Family members, friends, faculty, and staff, on behalf of Cal Poly, I present to you the class of 2024. Congratulations, go Mustangs!
Graduates, it is now time to walk the stage. Thank you, band. It is now time to walk the stage for your well-deserved degrees. College marshals and assistant marshals, please come forward for the graduate name reading and master's hooding. Faculty, please proceed to the south end of the field to congratulate our graduates as they exit the stadium. This is the final faculty farewell for our graduates who you have supported all the way to this moment. Graduates, please be seated and remain at your seats until your row is escorted to the stage.
Patrick McDonald.
Kelsey Dugan and Prezi.
Wyatt Gibson.
Jacqueline Royer.
Bulmaro Bribiesca Duarte.
Wendy Minerick.
Anthony Gutierrez.
Russell Allen Zimmerman.
Sophia Lauren Garcia.
Amelia Claire Brown.
Daniela Ramos.
James Sow.
Suhey Rosas.
Brent Flemmer.
Maria Rios.
Taylor Van Rossum. Emma McLaren.
Shauna Langen.
Lauren Piccone.
Oriana Ramirez.
Maxwell Farmer.
Cassandra Leach.
Mackenzie Gillum.
Jet Tan.
Michael Perot.
Sierra Lyman.
Sarah Soils.
Grace Damascino.
Rachel Wool.
Daniel Seiler.
John Bruni.
Cameron Gaspard.
Amanda Olinger.
Sophie Aubrey.
Autumn Paynton.
Kalea Conrad.
Julie Shellhays.
Alexander Weens.
Sydney Gillette.
Vivian Machado Drulo.
Kevin Chen.
Caslin Weidenbenner.
Priscilla Gonzalez.
Amy Prescott.
Malesio B. Gonzalez.
Benjamin Shinkwin.
Bailey Ruiz.
Caden Hansen.
Jenna Moore.
Cassidy Talbot.
Michaela Warren.
Braden Cossa.
Colette Smith.
Madeline Hall.
Stella Bowler.
Lauren Pepe.
Ryan Nunes.
Samantha Day.
Gianna Marie Azevedo.
Amanda Joy Smith.
Marcus Marsigli.
Kaylee Cecilia Santos.
Ryan Coggins.
Trevor Autry.
Ninjing Zhang.
Fallon Hammond.
Julia Zoe.
Christopher Allen Gonzalez.
Cooper Calvin.
Rebecca Ann Duran.
Samantha Simard.
Taylor Germanetti Dunn.
Matthew Moss.
Allison Jewel Bergen.
Patrick Stodden.
Emily Jane Garcia.
Shelby Daniele.
Francisco Escamilla Jr.
Rachel Victor.
Lexi Hazelton.
Dante Martin.
Kendall Jameson and Tonga. Katie Walker. Aiden Saldana Fisher. Adam Rance. Faith Mahalati. Kelsey Cadwell. Brooke Perfect.
Jordan D'Acquisto.
Shelby Marie Story.
Quinn Aikman.
Chloe Crawl.
Andrew Lombardi.
Matthew Ogden.
Wilson Kiff.
Nicholas Ciotola.
Dylan Delarose.
Esme Judd Donaldson.
Adam Cardoza.
Nadia Genschaftfuls.
Campbell Moons.
Lily Gilmore.
Will Tate.
Leo Boyle.
Grant Weeb.
Marco Kresge.
John Alamo.
Taylor Nance.
Doreen Dite.
Connor Nance.
Lucas Turk.
Julia Manzano.
Dan Lee.
Emma Schultz.
Charles Croxdale.
Nicholas Slater.
Matthew Tibbetts.
Hannah Ford.
Cooper Durkee.
Brendan Luttrell.
Skylar August Evans.
Sydney Mendoza.
Raina Hagen.
Natalie Seiler.
Skylar Nicholson.
Catherine So.
Noel Marroquin.
Ryan Mata.
Chloe Sears.
Jake Silva.
Caitlin Carlson.
Adam Rimland.
Emma Schwager.
Luke Kraft.
Rachel Toombs.
Jacob Orloff.
Ella Pasternak.
Julie Costa.
Oscar Corral.
Sophia Harner.
James Donley.
Roshana Janalangada.
Jonathan Ibarra.
Natalie Ray Rogers.
Christian Miramontes.
Amy Elizabeth Hyatt.
Abby Paul.
Tommy Lynn Stockham.
Amanda DeGeorge.
Amanda Catherine Price.
Catherine Goldberg.
Jennifer Lisa Markowska.
Hannah Sprinkle.
Megan Davidson.
Cassandra Mays.
Georgia Jeter.
Felipe Ognian.
Elizabeth Juarez.
Lauren Wagispack.
Kayla Nobles.
Luis Hernandez.
Chloe Page Rosero.
Ivan Basurto.
Liv Davis.
Jasmine Jaramillo.
Tamara Reed.
Javier Monje.
Lindsay Inoue.
Matthew Ortiz.
Daniel Shamil.
Lucas Ortiz.
Karen Acosta Beltran.
Erasmo Garcia.
Tyreek Tong.
Hayden Jones.
Ben Clark.
Sophia Santitoro.
Ben Woodworth.
Catherine Kasparian.
Emma Baswell.
Kendall Rasich.
Ashley Pierce.
Carolyn Griebely.
Abigail Partridge.
Michaela Nichols.
Mackenzie Huff.
Elijah Wynn.
Cassidy Fasulo.
Anna Beechler.
Sophia Satchel.
Chloe Tyler.
Emily Adams.
Kylie Nielsen.
Paulina Hernandez Romero.
O'Malley.
Griselda Medrano.
Liz Krasik.
Sofia Reyes Pada.
Paige Davis.
Isaac Lopez.
Maeve Crehan.
Samuel Andrews.
Kira Divine.
Cami Raymer.
Julia Doyle Ubel.
Adriana Lemons.
Anissa Farrell.
Maria Fernanda Magana Flores.
Bella Bradley.
Jalen Vo.
Sarah Moon.
Emily Steffenhagen.
Sophia Hosmer Hughes.
Carolyn Kate Topacio.
Eureka Mora Santillan.
Riley Captain.
Tiffany Kwan.
Catherine Ann Bain.
Samantha Valentine.
Lindsay Chan.
Kashvi Pundia.
Alexander Franco.
Simran Kamal.
Jolie Sparks. Fiona Chamberlain.
Kayla McHugh.
Ryan Miller. Brandon Meyer.
Anjara Sarash Kumar.
Joseph Klug.
Nicholas Vincent.
Gregory Crook.
Clark Wolf.
Angelina Taylor.
Will No Grady.
Lily Fulton.
Kai Binney.
Allie Mortensen.
Ryan Smith.
Fiona Reyes.
Ali Moshref.
Cody Sanders.
Madeline Weber.
Lauren Arnott.
Ariana Lowry.
Jonathan Yip.
Cody Conrad.
Michelle Garcia.
Alyssa Paleo.
Seika Sesame Streets.
Audrey Dolan.
Evelyn Alondra Hernandez.
Elle Bumgarner.
Ainsley Campbell.
Nicole Freitas.
Sarah LaFazia,
Josh Roseman,
Chase Hayes,
Alex Bench,
Molly Dengler,
Jordan Jose,
Madeline Ratis,
Luis Martinez,
Eliana Zapata,
Wilberth May,
Terry Ronhar,
Alicia Camacho,
Wyatt Ward,
Audrey Yee,
Emily Sanantopoulos,
Justin Tang,
Megan Sharp,
Danielle DeGeorge,
Erica Sauce,
Catherine Moore,
Maggie Roth,
Kate Johnson,
Nick Feinart,
Shannon Stewart,
Bonnie Shahadi,
Cassandra Monterosa,
Sky Williams,
Maria Garcia and guest,
Avery Orr, Sophia Montgomery,
Cecilia Peterson,
Riley Miro, Sophia Harvey,
Brendan Harder,
Amaris Faez, and Bo Thomas,
Elliot Montero Cosillo,
Haley Nichols,
Audrey Kramer,
Colton Nagashima,
Audrey Knight,
Kate Anselm,
Kaya Bazzano,
Grace Longo,
Hannah O'Connor,
Angelica Castellanos Rodriguez,
Siraj Subadar,
Hannah Rome,
Reagan Tiffany Pellisier,
Lee Morkved,
Lauren Olivia Leonardo,
Anna Skoglund,
Charlotte May Arneo,
Hannah Hoffman,
Robin Violet Bogan,
Sharda Spitz,
Lauren Taylor,
Raina Knowles,
Jacob Dorn,
Raven Loftland,
Lena Marshall,
Desiree Lammer,
Lucas Abreu Lorero,
Tess Savage,
Emma Perry,
Blake Simonin,
Holly Josart,
Chance Leatherman,
Catherine Wright,
Kelvin Deal,
Alyssa McClune,
Michael Mutzi,
Megan Samaya,
Anthony Mutzi,
okay, Jax Bush,
Samuel Hoyt.
Bernadette Staley.
Roberto Mendoza.
Garen Skop.
Megan Helena Snodgrass.
Amanda Ortega.
Rachel Elizabeth Harmon.
Jen Zelke.
Richard Stephen Torres Jr.
Olivia Hanley.
Grace Ryan.
Gila Ben Moshe.
Marley Kiesler.
Ardani Fairchild.
Alexandra Siki.
Matthew Godfrey.
Joshua Rodriguez.
Julissa Preciado.
Fiona O'Neill.
Evan Tamayo.
Eden Eliyahu.
Michaela Shutt.
Grace Cody.
Colin Kubek.
Aaron Ridner.
Natalie Thiessen.
Juliana Romano Silverstein.
Leah Thomas.
Walker Burdick.
Monica Seminsky.
Marlon Gomez Rubalcava.
Samantha Jacobs.
Gabriel Eberman.
Jordan Fenton and Rigel.
Corey Messner.
Madeline Coyle.
Joseph Scalia.
Samantha Berry.
Ella Bovetti.
Avery Megan Reiter.
Keaton Murphy.
Lanaya Aiden Vasquez Gonzalez.
Kara Lepe.
Craig Lotus.
Michaela Penores.
Lucas James Fidel.
Presley Reynolds.
Brooke Gillott.
John Collins.
Brett Philbrook.
Jamie Borgasani.
Logan Marie Rutherford.
Cameron Baker.
Anaí Raquel Gallegos.
Ryan Johnson.
Isabel Robertson.
James Whithoft.
Cade Phelps.
Will Hager.
Sharon Lopez.
Quinn O'Neill.
Robert Chavez.
Max Carpel.
Jesus Santillan.
Joshua Rafe.
Dominic Hoffhines.
Ethan Giannini.
Mary Carly.
Megan Root.
Evelyn McSpirit.
Nicole Spalletta.
Tyler Leone.
Jordan Ludeman.
Paola Zarate Camacho.
Jennifer DeVries.
Luke Zaragoza.
Julie Valle.
Hannah Nomura.
Amira Buckley.
Clayton Neil Van Groningen.
Kiveli Pandalides.
Brock Henson.
Julie Lucas.
Luke Van Groningen.
Gabrielle Sheldon.
Caitlin Cardoza.
Carmel Johnson.
Madeline DeBoer.
Ashley Tomlin.
Carly DeYoung.
Josie Berry.
Carson Beadle.
Hannah Dice.
Chance Granleys.
Rio Galicia.
Shaden Cadle.
Gia Desani.
Wyatt Van Vliet.
Angeli Cheka.
Eric Westine.
Molly Fagan.
Denton Indelicado.
Gabriela Monreal.
McClay Gibbons.
Kieran Khaled.
Canyon Wiz.
George Chabre.
Mark Das.
Adam Correjedo.
Ulysses Chavarin.
Nathan Tinkus.
Akira Svencato.
Crystal Venegas.
Luis Cornejo.
Fiona Quinn.
Emma Olivia Ostro.
Andrew Salazar.
Madison Kelly.
Sam Gingrich.
Lanique Marie Bauer.
Jessica Robinson.
Chloe Goddard.
Hannah Lipton.
Emma Manning.
Ethan Kaufman.
Mackenzie Keller.
Sydney Wagnon.
Stefan Panyon.
Jasmine Lee.
Christopher Whiteley.
Ella Nurley.
Sean Flood.
Anna Sargent.
Isabel Sartori.
Anna Smith.
Taylor Coates.
Kenna Textra.
Julia Gregson.
Emma Daly.
Riley Taya Neese.
Kayla Brandis.
Brooks Sparks.
Melissa Horning.
Blake Beck.
Lauren Braun.
Jessica Friley.
Ted Rickard.
Morgan Fry.
Jake Myers.
Bianca Sams.
Megan Olson.
Xander Brandt.
Ella Genter.
Pedro Stefano Cusca Santos.
Caroline Dugan.
Freddie Stacy.
Rachel Dadiomov.
Phoebe Hennigy.
Amy Rose Russell.
Ava Flynn.
Isabella Rose Baker.
Jake Slavonia.
Danielle Fuentes.
Michael Anderson.
Melanie Voorhees.
Aiden Wells.
Riley Schnell Nava.
Sophia Elmblad.
Alex Aramian.
Caitlin Junker.
Abraham Almada.
Celine Alberian.
Samuel Just.
Gregory Lee.
Justin Wyckoff.
Lincoln Bloom.
Russell Voris.
Evan Schnell. Brendan Sule.
Chrisanne Perivoliotis.
Izzy Shearson.
Kelly Elias.
Angelina Wilson.
Bryson Picenti.
Stephanie Miller.
Madison Stringfellow.
Olivia Bollinger.
Hannah Callan.
Molly Murphy.
Amanda Plyman.
Ryan Schroeder.
Lauren Britton.
Trey Genova.
Emily Vanneman.
Charles Kirby.
Lauren Anderson.
Richard Lemon.
Chloe France.
Alexandra Hernandez.
Ella Atala.
Newhow Newen.
Isabella Young.
Camille DeMillie Otteson.
Isabella Marshall.
Alex Witter.
Vicente Orozco.
Lane Porter. Nolan Colborn.
Samantha Wordmuller von Elg.
Luke Humphrey.
Grace Ralston.
Cameron Ryan.
Ava Mankins.
Nikoman Simcock.
Caden Romero.
Angelica Alcala.
Corinne Leanne Clark.
Isabel Clayton.
Coleman Imrasek.
Megan Wong.
Lauren Allen.
Serena Freitas.
Devin Wickersham.
Noemi Maycott.
Gabriela Rivas.
Jessica Valera.
Ravenna Kalina.
Alexis Brackett.
Sydney Fritsch.
Athen Gill.
Grace Putman.
Rowan Ennis.
Camilla McFall.
Madison Mills.
Anna Mendez Fogarty.
Brianna Weir.
Taryn Mills.
Mateo Philip Ramirez.
Elena Rustaller.
Durant Fuller.
Chloe Hamill.
Bailey Frost.
Olivia White.
Lucas Lung.
Allison Russell and Templeton.
Mark Anthony Biggins Jr.
Drew Walker.
Ziara Diaz.
Issa Mattioli. Hayden Dillon.
Jessica Clement.
Lauren Cassell Hall.
Juju Alexander Sargent.
Shaina Dura.
Kenya Keeler.
Carly Lundberg.
Chad Newman.
Kira Hopkins.
Caitlin Roach.
Natalia Siri.
Brooke Curtis.
Thomas Zamanek.
Sierra Pennell.
Megan Schnarr.
Allison Sweeney.
Madeline Ashley.
Cardi Newray.
Kira Kelly.
Brianna Wood.
Cade Capello.
Brooke Kenyon.
Samantha Iguereda.
Logan Vigil.
James Gregory.
Abigail Francis Christensen.
Lauren Cecilia Marin.
Reed Mercer.
Kristen Hummel.
Rebecca Sperry.
Jade Taylor.
Desiree Gilling.
Jack Cryan.
Midori Alicia Salvatierra.
Max Grenstead.
Shannon Armstrong.
Bryce Marcone.
Jeanette Hernandez.
Tyler Nguyen.
Trevor Topham.
Adriana Sarah Guzman.
Dylan Morillas.
Andrea Magana.
Jack Fitzgerald.
Emma Brophy.
Joshua Seamus.
Abigail Soroki.
Mary Grace Nascimento.
Natalie Chekmareva.
Rosina Valia.
Sydney Silverblatt.
Bailey Schuber.
Rachel Palajak.
Emily Alcaran.
Krishi Datani.
Sarah Marks.
Preston Mouch.
Olive Elringer.
Ali Wilhelm.
Molly Colombo.
Heidi Sagarian.
Lainey Linneman.
Margaret O'Callahan.
Heidi Alvernaz.
Courtney Tice.
Madison Perky.
Toby Rossi.
Amanda Corey.
Olivia Sprainley.
Taryn Liu.
Christina Labudis.
Carly Jensen.
Shani Mannion.
Emma Horn.
Katerina Grondin.
Ariel Shuby.
Matthew Malloy.
Johnny Delalian.
John Thompson.
Rachel Phelps.
Joshua Vargas.
Caitlin Jeffrey.
Logan Moon.
Lilia Castellanos.
Abigail Ford.
Ida McCall.
Isabella Ford.
Claire Nauman.
Reese Castagna.
Griffin Davies.
John Sweeney.
Brooke Elizabeth Larson.
Luke Bowen.
Kelly Perry Hunyada.
Kylie Narasaki.
Allison Stoffer.
Bridget Smith.
Joshua Cagney.
Jacqueline Nicole Sampson.
Ellie Conlinde.
Adriana Vicana.
Benjamin Lee.
Maritza Alia Lopez.
Jack Madden.
Jack Spiewak.
Gavin Barnes.
Tyler Dartnell.
Aaron Atkinson.
Sierra Joy Sims.
Francisco Saldana.
Danielle Gamble.
Aldo Saldana.
Cayman Stewart.
Ryan Machado.
Addison Burke.
Jose Ibanez.
Brody Joy.
Hayden Hunt.
Coral Wadhams.
Tristan Shefferly.
Alexis Boom Gargiola.
Ryan Vivid.
Mira Meckel.
Bennett Morris.
Ani Cook.
Frankie Muller.
Kendall Perry.
Will Curtis.
Maya Petrovich.
Emily Cowan.
Kennedy Barlow. Nicolette McIntosh.
Justin Navarro.
Samira Scaff.
Connor Hasslinger.
Melissa Evans.
Nick Blakewell.
Hikaru Otsuka.
Cole Bertolucci.
Sarah Lee.
Zacharias Wagner Yareg.
Joshua Kittle. Blake Iverson.
Lauren Vienna Fung.
Zach Curtis.
Jasmine Chen.
Benjamin Eastman.
Humberto Gaitan.
Morgan Rayner.
Emily Smith.
Hannah Caro.
Lauren Lolo Monty Montgomery.
Genevieve Gilhooly.
Riley Savannah Welsh.
Sunday Tinsley.
Kai Balala.
Jeannie Rim and Odie.
Grace Kinsoffer.
Vanessa Ambrosio Santos.
Alden Heinzen.
Rebecca Rao.
Peter Martin.
Daniel Diaz.
Pascal Leong.
Morgan Leanne Fitzgerald.
Benjamin Blaschke.
Patience Ann Parker.
Jake Puffs.
Molly Elizabeth Morris DeBoucher.
Cassidy Youngflesh.
Isabella DeMeo.
Allison Taylor.
Abigail Curtis.
Claire Rizzo.
Daria Shiggin.
Ella Coy.
Ashley Andes McCullough.
Ava Watkins Carlazzi.
Andres Ilaridia.
Isabella Yorley.
Lena Skandarian.
Loretta Burke.
Chloe Ann Bowl.
Caitlin Myring.
Journey Joy Claycamp.
Anna O'Gurko.
Macy Ann Vieira.
Parmis Mogarab.
Mason Marin.
Kenzie Waldbaum.
Allison Sosa.
Nicholas Clark.
Nolan Beatty.
Brendan Smith.
Alkina Hunt.
Anthony Frank Piro.
Johnny Hammer.
Josh Dehoff.
Joveus Kennedy.
Cole Bricka.
Jack Silva.
Aiden Dapsevich.
Everett Burgess.
Nate Smith.
Alexa Lopez.
Ryder Sweeney.
Emily Barajas.
Cameron Roth.
Allison Walker.
Brittany Bean.
Ernesto Cuello.
Jalen Smith.
Joseph Donahue.
Ashlyn Baxter.
Oliver Jocelyn Davis.
Emily Anderson.
Fletcher Stump.
Kate Fitzgerald.
Joe Savarese.
Emily Van Son.
Cade Andrew Johnson.
Abigail Thielander.
Taylor Keller.
Mia Henson.
Catherine Pless.
Malaya Hood.
Karina Newman.
Logan Jenkins.
Grace Nickerson.
Luke Rogers.
Luke Squirrel Hartman,
Lawrence Sione,
Jacob Samia,
Aiden Inoue,
Rex Hill,
Sophia Forstman,
Jarrett Tahoski,
Rachel Rates,
Joe Leather,
Alexa Gubler,
Garrett Bosinger,
Katie Punau,
Ricardo Aguayo,
Matthew Martin,
Magdalene McCann,
Ashley Santiago Lopez,
Madeline Windsor,
Ellen Zhu,
Caroline Murphy,
Tyler Thompson,
Colton Christ,
Carson Denyer,
Joshua Flores,
Cole Ramazzini,
Ben Sherman,
Hunter Hager,
Eric Brown,
Luke Roberts,
Jake Pina,
Luke Pisacani,
Ella Catlett,
Ina McKinney,
Eliza New,
Kelly Schwanger,
Ava Andrews,
Tomas Smith,
Angie McAdams,
T.O. Dogan,
Casey Garrity,
Chris Danielson,
Christina Cordano,
Kai Hansen,
Mike Gertz,
Caden Klein,
Tatum Bugus,
Josh Dieter,
Kelly Hayes,
Connor Ivanoff,
Maxwell Clark,
Francis Zarin Aquilina,
Nicholas Aguilar,
Christian Ramirez,
Matthew Brusso,
Katrina Roseberry,
Reno Costanza,
Seth Robashadi,
Lila Cardenas,
Hunter Jones,
Skylar Christie,
Charles Lincoln,
Noah Bang,
Dylan Bunch,
Caleb Wright,
Braden Southam,
Rylan Boyd,
Ryan Keene,
Francisco Contreras,
Spencer Johnson,
Will Halleck,
Abby Brown,
Kayla Hansen,
Jason Ball,
McKenna Keene,
Samuel Keiss III,
Taylor Smith,
Tyler Bedabaugh,
Isabel Smits,
Ashley Halazi,
Isabella Dollar,
Maya Villegas,
Iris Marchant,
Raquel Martinez,
Caden Emerson,
Riley Gates.
Ayana Brooks.
Chandika Strikers.
Karina Klein.
Lainey Tamada.
Isabel Byrne.
Lauren Mackenzie Scheid.
Bella Zara.
Alyssa Wilhelmina Vanderwoude.
Sophie Crochet.
Andrea Michelle Esquivel.
Zoe Chevalier.
Lauren Nicole Dutra.
Sage Mayer.
Georgia Lures.
Avery Sherhoff.
Abigail Brown.
Haley McGilvery.
Jack Swartz.
Kaylee Kincaid.
Kelly Kotake.
Sean Dahlberg.
Emily Ann Becker.
Kira Holmberg.
Catherine Elizabeth Lee.
Kyler Asante.
Christina Yee.
Ethan Crivello.
Alin Montilla.
Anna Salai.
Allison Yang.
Manu the Pelsmaker.
Nina DeLeon.
Michelle Ponce.
Joshua Salomon.
Noah Hammond.
Carmen Smith.
Marco Yandolino.
Kylie Wilson.
Hugo Biondo May.
Nia Bowden.
Connor Browning.
Darren Sun.
Tony Bossio.
Allison Yu.
Troy Thornton.
Sarah Wong.
Parker Vino.
Haley Abel.
Annabelle Arthur.
Taylor Mallory.
Aubrey Lochner.
Tessa Zong.
Jennifer Jimenez.
Isabella Rosine.
Ashley Wise.
Nicole Shed.
Ava Lavellis.
Mackenzie Haley.
Casey Choi.
Jenna Lee Merck.
Sydney Stone.
Caitlin Kirkman.
Nolan Ryder.
Adrian Olfato.
Alyssa Taylor.
Ethan Landry.
Abigail Flores.
Ty Evans.
Cesar Ferrer.
Emma Lupica.
Tony Nunez.
Jacqueline Piquel.
Blake Peters.
Cassidy Vile.
Luke Papazian.
Brianna Thompson.
Cole Cook.
Christy Johnson.
Donovan Maccabee.
Brandon Ramos.
Gabe Razzo.
Allison Wallig.
David Nino.
Daisy Nunez de los Santos.
Aiden Charter.
Mercy Ochoa.
Hallie Charter.
Cameron Tavlin.
Grace Alonso.
Nathan Andrew Wong.
Emily Erkey.
James Davies.
Ashley Lewis.
Raymond Burke.
Brittany Moore.
Jordan Kearns.
Paige Cruz.
Sarah Anani.
Maggie Weaver.
Annabelle Mashi.
Justine Gist.
Samantha Marichek.
Charlotte Taveldi.
Sarah McIntosh.
Kayla Minetti.
Ian Dodson.
Cole Crawford.
Frank Wynn.
Sean Farley.
Alyssa Fong.
Jada Williams.
Carissa Chu.
Bernadette Chu.
Sienna Whitaker.
Marissa Lowe.
Hadara Gordon.
Evan San Giacomo.
Carla Tamer.
Abigail Appleby.
Grace Bishop.
Eduardo Gonzalez.
Emma Lauren Wells.
Paris Andreson.
Emily Pugh.
Paula Lomelli.
Natalie Alexa Gonzalez.
Hannah Pope.
Mary Mills.
Pamela Hernandez.
Aaron Kellerman.
Carla Ramirez Corona.
Jennifer Sanchez Mendoza.
Angelique Gutierrez.
Eduardo Damian Reyes.
Adriana Arredondo Novoa.
Emmanuel Roelas Guzman.
Maria Alvarez Arredondo.
Rachel Dalton.
Kalina Weaver.
Leah Nayeli Acosta.
Annika Smith.
Heather Tin.
Maria Lopez.
Allison Lee.
Kira Fern Castro.
Genevieve Galdames.
Tess Whitsett.
Holly Brown.
Kylie Walker. Jalen Calabro. Taylor Hibino. Stephen Pryor. Sarah Elizabeth Gilbert. Mackley Bame. David Barakis. Kenneth Bevins. Jet Rugg. Reese Whistler. McKenna Tuatongaloa. Dalen Rigetti. Michaela Shong.
Congratulations, graduates. As Academic Senate Chairperson Jerusha Greenwood removes the mace, the commencement exercises at Cal Poly are concluded. We wish you all safe days and bright futures.